show. Hi, everybody, and welcome to a very special Big Brother Over the Top. It's not very special, it's a normal special Big Brother Over the Top show where, like I just said, we're going to be talking who was evicted last night, who won the HOH, and most importantly, what our strategy will be for America's Care Package. If you want to see any of our shows back, they are over at yourrealityrecaps.com/BBOTT. Flashback times are at yourrealityrecaps.com/BBOTT flashbacks. 24/7. That's just 24. And then 7 live feed updates on Twitter at BBOTT live feeds. Lastly, the 3 best ways you can help support our shows. Number 1, become a patron. You get weekly patron-only shows, prize giveaways each week for patrons, access to the patron-only Facebook group. You can make a one-time donation over at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. Or you can subscribe right here in YouNow for fun stuff like a special badge and an Eric sticker and super messages and the ability to watch back all the shows that we do, even the ones that I don't put on the website. But of course, all these shows, recap shows, are always going to be over at yourrealityrecaps.com/BBOTT, which, by the way, our website now 3 times faster. So if you've been there or haven't been there in a while, you might notice it's faster. Okay, so you guys know the deal. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's go really quickly through the recap of last night. Give me like 5 minutes to recap for the people that might not know what happened last night. And then we will start talking our American rights. So basically Trump and Hillary. And then Trump was like, you're nasty. And then Hillary was like, no, my first name ain't baby. It's Janet, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. No, wrong show. Big Brother. American Horror Story, we're on Big Brother. Got it. So last night on Big Brother, the eviction went live. And basically, Shane got up there and was like, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. He did a lot of like, oh, I want to say something right now. He was like Mad Dad. Shane was like Mad Dad. He was like, oh, I really want to say something, but I'm going to hold back for a minute. Oh, by the way, side note, for people watching this live, at Dancing Amy, and she'll put her Twitter in to the chat room, but at Dancing Amy put out the poll for this show for when we get to who we're going to vote for. So Dancing Amy tweeted that out if you all want to go start putting in your votes right now. Okay, so Shane was like, oh, I just want to say something. Now, Neely got up and she gave her speech, and I have to say, for those of you that are fans of RuPaul Drag Race, that was some wig under a wig shit. I don't know, somebody lied to her. I don't know what even she could possibly be thinking with that. It was just like, girl, and then I thought, for me, like, maybe it's a new fashion statement and I'm just not aware of it. So maybe, like, I would see if it worked for me. And then as it turns out, it does not look good on me. So back to the show. Shelby was like making her stupid ass grin. Well, Shane was like, I don't like you, and I don't like you, and you're plastic, and you're a fake ass nightmare. And he basically called out all the plastics and told all the misfits, I love you all so much. And Scott was like, oh girl, you need to calm down, Shane, because remember when you did it to Monty? Well, turnabout is fair play. Get to steppin'. Of course, the votes came down exactly how we all thought the votes were going to come down. All 4 plastics voted for Shane. The 3 misfits voted for Danielle. America voted for Danielle. Scott broke the tie and sent Shane packing. Now, what I found very interesting was that after Shane went out the door, Danielle turned into like warrior princess, like very stoic and stone face. Also, like, put on a Janet Jackson outfit, like Rhythm Nation outfit. But Neely, I think, might have been cheating with Shane because she was like a woman scorned. Neely could not hold it together. Well, like, Danielle, very much just like, Shane's gone. And Neely was like, why, Shane? And I was like, okay, this doesn't really seem to make sense. What's going on? Were they on the DL? Did they like meet in the bathroom late at night? He wasn't attracted to that wig. That is for damn sure. Okay, so then Scott goes into the hookatory room, the stupid room, the room that I don't like, the colorful room. Anyway, whatever. He goes into that room and he's like, oh my God, can I please give you a hug, Chrissy? And Chrissy was like, listen here, you little rat fuck. I am not here to play fake. I'm not here to pretend like I'm your friend, Scott. I'm not your friend and I will not hug you. And I have to say, I understand that Chrissy is on Team Misfit. I understand that we all like Chrissy because she is helping Team Misfit. But there is a large part of me that Chrissy annoys the living shit out of. And this is one of those moments. You are playing a game. You're playing a game. When the outgoing HOH and that whole side of the house that is in power just voted someone from your side out, and you are now going into an HOH competition. P.S. The person who you know is against you, you fake nice. If they want to hug you, you hug them. You have your moment. You have your Gina Marie Amanda moment. You hug him, you turn to the camera while he's not facing you, and you go, like, give him the finger to the side of his head. We'll all understand. We'll understand that you have to keep up appearances. We'll get it. But that's called playing the game. And Maximus' mom, you know I love you. Maximus' mom on Twitter was like, but Eric, we love her. She's taking a stand against him. And I hear you. That's just not good gameplay. Because it's not real life. It's not they need to get along for real life. They're playing for $250,000. For $250,000, I would wear a dress, have a tea party with Trump, and make out with him. If there was a chance I was getting $250,000 at the end of it. Just saying. But that's okay. You go however you want to with that little precious. Then, over in the kitchen, it was definitely very weird because then they had this staring contest. Like, Jason and Chrissy were kind of like, we're staring at Scott. And Scott was kind of like, bitches, I'm staring at you. And then Shelby was kind of like, I'm getting in on this staring contest. I don't understand why everybody was having a staring contest. Maybe it was because Paul came in. And Paul was like, hey, quack, quack, I'm going to be super aggressive. And then he started screaming at Morgan. He was like, you bitch, nobody likes you, America hates you, what do we gotta do to get you out of the house? You're the devil, I can't stand you, like screaming in her face, like go, Croatoan, and like he was trying to vanish her. He thought she was a demon devil. It didn't work. So then he went into the haunted house room and was like, oh my God, friendship, never cared, pissed, what do you think? He also was kind of a little rude to Jason. I felt he came in very aggressive, is what I'm saying. I felt he came in very aggressive. He went to his little board. He was so excited to see it and was like, oh my God, look, it's my messages. Is anybody following my messages? So it was fun. It was fun to see him back in the house. And I love Paul. And you all know that I love Paul. But there was just something about it that felt awkward to me. It's almost as if like production said to him, hey, when you go into the house, you need to be like aggressive. It was just weird. It felt overly aggressive to me is the word. It didn't come off as funny. It came off as aggressive. And that's just me. You don't have to agree. That's how I took it. I'll see how all you guys think of it in a minute. Then we moved over to the HOH. Now, in the HOH, basically, they threw a whole bunch of balls into the yard. They had to find coins in the balls. You brought your coins to Paul, and then you got to get a ball to throw down the little swirly twirly thing from last season that Paul ended up winning that comp, and whoever got it in first won HOH. Now, what was funny about this comp is Scott was like a little puppy dog. Scott literally followed Paul around like, hey, Paul, can I be your best friend? Paul, I'll grab the balls for you. Hey, Paul, I'm going to grab the balls for you. Hey, Paul, you know what I like? I like the sitting ducks. Sitting ducks are my favorite, Paul. Paul, the sitting ducks, they're my favorite. Do you want me to grab the balls? I'm going to grab the balls. Do you want me to grab your real balls? Do you want me to lick your real balls? What do you want me to do to your real balls, Paul? Anything you want, Paul. I'll do anything you want. I'm just going to follow right here behind you. Oh my God, are you going into the yoga room? I'm going into the yoga room too. Are you looking at the rules? Oh my God, I follow your rules all the time. Your rules are my favorite rules. I love only your rules. You have the best rules. Oh my God, I'm going to sit here, right next to you. We're going to be best friends. Right, Paul? It was so awkward. So awkward. And of course, there was a ton of ball jokes. People were biting the balls to get the coins out. There was a lot of balls in the mouth, balls in your face, getting hit in the face with balls. Balls jokes. Insert all the balls jokes you want here. They were playing with balls. Got it. But in the final moments, it was our girl, Chrissy, who won HOH for the week. And then Paul was like, I'm going to put on these beer goggles. Oh, yeah. And then Alex had to wear the stupid beer goggles, which made it hard to see. And then Paul was like, I'm going to go play in the ball pit. I'm going to go be team balls too. And I just felt like Paul missed being there. I just feel like Paul missed being there. Now, before we get to our strategy, the last 2 points that you missed from the feeds last night was when Jason, much like I would have done, had his Brittany Haynes Rachel Riley moment and decided, I'm going to put on Neely's tragic wig. However, I feel he failed by not going tequila when he did it. I felt like he missed a tequila moment. And then, of course, all of the misfits realigned, regrouped, hands in, we're all friends, let's do this again. All of a sudden, Justin's back on board now that they're in power, whatever. It's good gameplay. But they all decided, we're going to work together. Let's go after Whitney and Alex and Scott, and let's go after that side of the house. And now you are all caught up on what you missed overnight. However, now that we know Chrissy is in power, Chrissy is our new HOH, we have to assign this new power to somebody. The America's Care Package. What America's Care Package is this week is you have to be the HOH's safety servant. And the safety servant is free from eviction. As long as they do everything Big Brother tells them for the HOH. If they do not do everything that Big Brother tells them for the HOH, they are no longer safe. Now, there are lots of ideas and strategies behind who we should be putting up for this. So before I start to get to the chat room, because I know this is going to be head spinning with everybody's different theories, let me tell you my thought first. My thought is 100% to put up a plastic, because this is a week when the misfits are in power, and we want to take away a future power from a plastic. I know people are concerned because people are thinking, but then if a plastic comes down with the POV, then a misfit's going to go up. Doesn't matter. We still have the votes with America. But, that is also kind of assuming that America puts up a plastic and that America is going to side with us this week. So there is definitely ifs, ands, and buts in there. Now, I want to go over to the poll, which Dancing Amy has been tweeting. You guys has been tweeting the poll because we're trying to keep it just for people that are in this show. Just for shits and giggles, I'm going to vote Shelby, even though I kind of feel like almost Whitney would be a better choice. But as I understand it, Whitney is probably who Neely wants to nominate, I believe. So just for shits and giggles at the moment, I'm going to vote Shelby in order to see where our results are at the moment. So results. Okay, interesting. Overwhelmingly, you are all voting for Shelby live right now at the moment. I think that's the way to go as well. I think the way to go is to give it to Shelby. She is not going to win anything in the future. I think it would probably be funny TV if if Chrissy was not voting Whitney, I would want to give it to Whitney because I feel like she's a better player than Shelby. Let's take it away from her. But last I heard, Chrissy was definitely putting up Whitney, unless, chat room, you tell me if that has changed. Is Chrissy no longer putting up Whitney, or who are we putting up? Evelyn F says Alex will be a target. She should get it. If Scott is on the block and wins veto, Alex will probably go. No, that's not true. I don't know how much clearer we can be about this. Or let me do it both ways for people. If you are a Misfits fan, you should be voting Shelby. You don't want the plastics to get one of the good powers later on. Thank you for subscribing, Tammy. Tammy, thank you for subscribing. If you are a Misfits fan, you want to vote for Shelby if you want to be in the majority. I see so many people in the chat room saying about jokers. Number one, look around. Look around. Look at your screen. This isn't jokers, so really it's irrelevant what they're thinking. This is what reality recaps people are thinking, number one. And number two, they haven't been right yet. So, good job. I'm no shade to jokers. I like jokers. Some of Joker's fans are insane. So, this show is for reality recaps fans and what they want. Okay, so, if you are a Misfits fan, you would want to vote Shelby if you want to be with the majority and because you want to take a future power away from a plastic. If you don't understand that, look at this week when you thought putting up Danielle was going to help the Misfits. It didn't. We lost one. Just go with this. I don't understand the strategy. If you voted for Danielle thinking that you were helping the Misfits, stop thinking you're helping and just do what we say. You can be a minion. You can listen. Just go with the majority of the Misfits fans say, if you're a Misfits fan and feel like, everyone's going one way and I'm going this other way. You're wrong. Okay, now that's if you are a Misfits fan. If you want to help the plastics, it seems like a lot of the plastics the people that are plastic fans want Alex to get it because they want to keep Alex safe. I really don't even want to bring in the added layer of Neely because that's a whole big thing of last week. Again, where it confuses people, where people are trying to throw out Neely's name because they're trying to confuse people and make them think that she's in danger. Neely's not in danger. I'm not even going there. Not even going into the you're falling for stuff on Twitter. Our goal here is to see what the majority of Reality Recaps fans say and for me to try and give it to you from both sides. So clearly, Shelby massively in the lead. If you are a Misfits fan, you are going to want to vote Shelby at the moment. If you are a Plastics fan, you are going to want to vote Alex. Or I'm sure there are people from flipping sides that think otherwise. Now, that being said, chat room, go ahead. Let me know what your thoughts are. What are the counterpoints? What are we not considering? Who wants to change my mind without using the word jokers, other bloggers, other websites, yada, yada, yada? You're not allowed to use any of those words in trying to sway the chat room. Bets Miller says, apparently there are more Misfits fans. Well, right, because the Misfits are the way to go. The Misfits are the way to go. BB Fanatic says, I want Alex for care package and Morgan for nom to give Jason a sign. So I'm assuming that BB Fanatic is talking about how the other night Jason was asking for a sign on what way he should go. Jody says, wouldn't Alex saying safe be better for Jason since she and Scott may end up, I believe you were going to say working with them. There's no real way to know what loyalty Alex and Scott have. Well, I'll say that in 1 second. Let me just give you from Leslie K. English, a live feed update says the plastics went up to the HOH to throw Scott under the bus, and Scott walked in. I believe that was last night, or they made the plan last night. Basically, the plastics are all planning now to turn on Scott. Here's my point. A lot of people are putting a lot of faith into what people like Alex and Scott are saying in their live DRs. Here's the problem. The live DRs are just them playing another house guest, us. We can't take any stock into anything they say in their live DRs. They at least all know America is playing. We basically hold all the power. They're playing to us. There is no truth in the live DRs. You can't go by what they're saying there. They're just playing another house guest. We're just another house guest that they're manipulating and telling what they think we want to hear. So I wouldn't put a lot of faith in what they say in their live DRs, number one. Number two, Misfits do the same thing in the DR. Stop hypocrisy. I hear you. Okay, I'm glad you said that, Wesley, but here's the thing. I also disagree with that. I don't know if you saw the tweet I put out the last night. I don't feel like the Misfits rely or use America. I just feel like they're smart enough at the game to know they need to factor us in. Because again, many times, I always hear Jason, and not all of them, but I'm going more with Jason, always says, they're on our side now, they might not be on our side later. Jason's always asking us for signs, what do you want us to do? He's not just the outright begging, save us, give us a power that I see other people in the house on both sides doing. Scott is trying to play America. I agree. I think Scott is trying to play America. I think Alex is trying to play America, 100%. I think Chrissy is trying to play America. And I think Chrissy, and I said this since week one, is playing America the best. She comes off the most convincing in trying to play America. I also think Danielle a little bit. We'll see now that Shane is gone. So I think people from both sides are trying to play America. Alex threw Jason under the bus last night. She wants Scott the target and said Jason's target is Whitney. I did see that. Flipping Skittle in the chat room wants to know if the care package receiver doesn't keep safety, are they automatically nominated? Will there be 4 people on the block? No. There can't ever be 4 people on the block. I don't really understand your question, but there's no way there can be 4 people on the block. There can always only be 3. B Hoot says, I don't trust Alex. Neither do I. I like Alex. I love Alex in this game. I love how hard Alex is playing this game, but I do not trust that she has Jason and Justin's best interest in mind. I just don't. And unfortunately, there really is no way for us to know. We can't rely on DRs. We can't rely on the things she says to Jason. We can only, maybe if she's having a conversation with Morgan is the only time we're going to really find out what Alex is thinking. I King of Truth says they just become available to be on they just become available to be on the block. Right. So you're saying if the person who is safe does not follow Big Brother rules and then they come down, are they able to go on the block? Yes, provided they have broken the rules and come off of the safety before the final nominations get locked in. Steffi says if the care package winner doesn't follow through being the HOH's service, they lose safety from the description. Correct. Leslie says Alex and Scott are looking out for no one but themselves, and Alex is just using Scott as a shield. I agree with that. Brian Breeze says, Eric, go on the feeds and watch the highlight with Scott. I want to see your reaction, please. Unfortunately, I can't while I'm doing a show, but I will totally check it out. Ed Rizzo says, Alex for America's care package has zero to do with her DRs. Okay, Ed Rizzo, go. Tell me the case for Alex, Ed Rizzo. I promise. I'm going to try not to look away from the chat room so I can, I'm sure probably Wesley is right on board with you too on why Alex. Wesley says, we have acknowledged that a lot of misfits felt comfortable enough not to beg America. Oh, we have to acknowledge that a lot of the misfits felt comfortable enough not to beg America the first 2 weeks. Oh, you already... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm technically doing the show on my lunch break. I have not had a minute to check emails or anything, but hold on. That I should be able to pull up. Oh, let me try and do it this way. I'll see, because I know that we are much more Team Misfits, so let me see if I can throw some love to the plastic fans by seeing what Ed Rizzo said about Alex. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. Okay. So let's see. I want to... Eric. Okay, got it. So, I'm assuming Alex, Scott, and plastics, or maybe not even plastics fans, I'll just say, here's the reason why people feel like Alex should get the care package. After crying to Scott about how dirty it is to backdoor someone without giving them a chance to save themselves, Chrissy says she's going to do the same thing to Alex. Her plan is to put Morgan and I was going to say Morgan and Mindy. Morgan and Whitney as pawns, leaving the possibility of America for putting up Shelby or Scott as the third nom. Okay. Right now, many people seem to be on the bandwagon for giving the American care package to Shelby. Correct. You are correct. Because of the entertainment value, making her a miserable bitch all week again. But honestly, I'm not interested in seeing that. I'd rather see her up as the third nom, while someone that wants to play the game, Alex, is given safety. Okay, I agree with you guys there. Putting Chrissy's focus back on Scott where it belongs. Okay. I'm assuming Chrissy wants Alex out because she's the best plastic in terms of comps and gameplay. Correct. But there might be some personal motivation. Yeah. I agree with that. If America gives America's care package to Shelby, then Chrissy nominates Morgan and Whitney. Correct. One of Chrissy's backdoor targets, Alex or Scott, has to go up and would get to play in veto since Danielle can't be nominated 2 weeks in a row and America won't put up Jason, Justin, or Neely. I don't know that America would not put up Jason, Justin, or Neely. Now hold on, chat room, I'm coming back. And then, although Jason and Justin are staying with the Misfits now that they're in power, Alex is still interested in working with those two down the road, and eventually the Misfits are going to have to turn on each other. If you guys are Jason's fans, you want Alex to stay in the game for a while longer. She isn't coming after him, and she's always a bigger target. Okay, so I hear your argument, and here is my rebuttal to now your Alex argument. The Misfits hold all the power. They'll get to decide who goes home. Jason is going to not... If Jason really wants to work with Alex and Scott, he will push them to not put the votes on Alex then. But if Jason doesn't trust Alex or Scott, all the amount of us trying to push things in the right direction aren't gonna matter. But here's the other bigger problem, Alex fans that are also Wesley fans. You can see right here from our poll, everybody wants Shelby, and that does seem to be the consensus on other places as well. And so here's the problem. Last week, I thought it was a horrible idea for Danielle as well. However, we kind of, in some instances, just have to throw our hands up and go, we're either going to split the vote or we're going to go with the majority. So while I hear you, giving the safety to Alex is taking it away from a plastic, which is what we want. I have a feeling we might almost be splitting the vote too much. But you are making a good case for Alex. I agree with you. I don't care who gets the nom. If it is Alex or Shelby or Whitney. Personally, I kind of wanted Whitney or even Alex. I agree with you. We should be giving it to a better player. So basically, what they're saying is Alex is a better player. She's also keeping Jason and Justin safe. And with the way things are going to work out this week, she'll end up being backdoored, possibly. And then plastics are losing someone that was trying to keep the Misfits safe. So that is basically the argument for Misfits fans that want Alex on the block over Shelby are making. However, and here, in all honesty, I do agree with you. Yes, we're burning a power on a plastic. I don't think Shelby could win her way out of a box. I think you could put Shelby in a wet box and go, okay, punch your way out for POV, and she wouldn't be able to do it. So in a way, we are burning a power on somebody who probably couldn't win anything anyway, and it would make more sense to give it to an Alex or a Whitney. However, this is where it sucks when the majority is in so much of one way that the right thing to do isn't gonna matter. We know what or I'll say this, again, nobody's watching who you're voting for. Nobody is watching who you guys are voting for. So you can vote for whoever you want. But it does seem like the majority of people are going to, well, I guess I really shouldn't say majority because it's only 37 people because it's the middle of the day, but it does seem like the majority, or, you know, I'm that in 37 people right now is in no way the majority, but it's our daytime show. It does seem like a lot of people are going to vote Shelby. Wesley says, so Eric, you are admitting not voting Alex is more emotional than strategic. Oh, 100%. I think Alex is the more strategic way to go. I even said it last night. I wanted it to be Whitney. I did not think it should be Shelby. I do think last night it should have been Whitney, but now I see that Whitney is going on the block. So yes, obviously the strategic move is to take the power away from the best plastic player, which would be Alex or Whitney. It just so happens that Alex is also keeping Jason and Justin safe if you are a Misfit fan. So yes, Alex truly is the best choice, in my opinion, to give the care package to this week. It would most likely guarantee that Shelby or Whitney go home. But I am not convinced that America will not put up a Misfit this week. I'm not convinced. I know a lot of people are real convinced that we're going to put up a plastic, and I'm not convinced of that. I almost wish the care package came after our third nom, but it makes it much harder. So Jian Su says Scott needs to go. Ed Rizzo says, why would America make a misfit be Chrissy's servant? Right, that would be, well, why indeed, Ed Rizzo? Why did they think that putting up Danielle was a smart move last week? I also have to say, thank you, Cole Davison, for the bars. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sam Green, for the bars, and Vanessa Mack, and Christy Sturck, and Miss Wendy. It's not popping up for me. It's literally not showing me that people are giving bars, but thank you to everyone that's giving bars. I super duper very much appreciate that. Thank you. Alex is playing us so we keep her safe. She is saying she will keep Jason Justin safe, but she's ready to turn in Scott in a second, says Menawad210. That's a great point as well on the other side. So the people who think that Alex is going to keep Jason and Scott, oh my God, Jason and Justin safe, and that's your justification for giving her safety. She just threw Scott under the bus, her close ally in this game, last night. So if that's someone who's working with her and she just threw him under the bus, how loyal is she really going to be to someone on the other side of the house? Which I'm pretty sure is exactly what Jason will be thinking when he finds out that the girls did that. Ed Rizzo, checkmate. Wesley, rebuttal? We need to split up Scott and Alex. I agree. But see, here's the other point. It is also because Alex is closest to Morgan. I don't care what she says in a live DR. Alex is most loyal to Morgan, not Scott. Not Scott at all. It's always going to be her more loyal to Morgan. She hasn't made one move, hasn't said one bad thing. Neither of those two sisters have said one thing to any other player in that house that's negative about the other sister at all. Bullshit. Neither one of them are going after each other. That is playing to America in the DR 100%. Oh, Glenn's here. What did Glenn say? Definitely Shelby care package. Her attitude has sucked. She needs to eat some humble pie. Hi, Glenn. Thanks for coming to the show. Now, Glenn, for when you play again, we're going to need you to not make moves emotionally and make them strategically. Humble pie is not a reason to make a move in the game. Glenn, who I love. We're going to have to sit down and talk about making some unemotional moves. Isn't Chrissy putting up Morgan, or did that change? Okay, now, did that change? I mean, where are we? I have been working all day. We got like 15, 20 minutes left on my lunch break. Has anything changed? Are the targets no longer Morgan and Whitney? So can anybody tell me that? Has the targets changed from Morgan and Whitney at the moment? I know this is not happening until Sunday. A million things can change, but where are we right now? I'm sorry, Whitney and Shelby. No, she's putting up Morgan and Whitney and backdooring Alex, but then other people are saying Whitney and Shelby. She's putting them up, says RJ Mitchell. Weaker in comps would be Whitney and Shelby. I believe Alex or Scott is her backdoor plan. I mean, I'm sure she would much rather have Scott be the backdoor plan, but it's okay. One can hope, says, it's okay, Glenn. I too am an emotional voter till someone convinces me otherwise. People You are playing for $250,000. Is it worth it to say, haha, I told you so for $250,000? Like, I got your back. For $250,000. Haha. I $250,000 got you back. You're on the block. Suck it. Oh, I'm going home next week now? Oh. Well, I got to say I told you so. Ha! Yeah, no. Not a good move. Not a good move. Oh, how I wanted Chrissy as a have-not and third nom this week. Can wait until next week is a distant and painful memory. I mean, it might not be, Wesley. We do not know which way. We don't know which way people are going with what. Let me pull up our poll again and see where we're at. Why? Oh, I'm stupid. I didn't realize that was an issue, but whatever. Okay, let me see where we're at. Okay, I realized the bottom ones are cut off, which I was just trying to fix, but then you're not going to be able to read anything. Is still, I mean, we're saying majority Whitney, Shelby is less than 100 people are voting in this. So just keep in mind it's the middle of the day. I'm really torn. Let's do that. You know what we need to do? Dancing Amy, maybe I can give you another job for our next vote session. We should make two polls, like one poll for the start of the show and one poll for the end of the show after we've kind of made cases for both sides, because I don't think it lets people change their vote. You get what I'm saying? We should do a before arguments and after arguments poll. Oh, did you already do one? Wait, well, don't, because I won't be able to pull it up. Wasted on them now so they can't get it later. King of Truth says, yup, one can hope. I don't want Alex safe as she would be if CP. Okay, got it, Dancing Amy. America is so petty. The voting is not strategic. It's vindictive. I agree. This is so hard for me because I know there are so many people with so many different things. And if I just say one sentence, it opens up an entire another can of worms to throw wrenches in the plan. Like, that's why I'm trying not to even mention the Neely thing. And now it's like, I almost don't want to say this, but I will. We're also assuming that what we are voting for is what's happening each week. I'm just saying it's interesting to me how the power just keeps going back and forth each week. Now, I'm aware everyone's going to be like, oh my god, the first 2 weeks the Misfits are in power. Not really. The one side of the house was targeting Jason the whole week, and at the last second, Jason got saved because of POV and flipped the power around. Then the power went to the Misfits, then it went to the Plastics, now it's back with the Misfits. The power keeps flip-flopping each week. It just seems real interesting to me how the power and the votes keep seeming to fall in a way where the power just keeps going back and forth. When on a normal season of Big Brother, one side does remain in power for such a long time. Now it could be completely our voting and America, and we're really in control. Or production could have a little hand in that. Just saying. RJ Mitchell says, at the end of 2 weeks, the power was Misfits. I agree with you. At the end of 2 weeks, the Misfits had the power, but Jason was the target and was always going home that first week until he won that POV the day before eviction, and thus was able to save himself. I get what you're saying. It's still technically the Misfits in power, but I just felt that as it seemed where everyone was going and what most people didn't want to happen, and it kind of flipped in my mind. Tawana Wana Wana says, Eric, I'm so sorry we are going to hurt the Misfits this week. I think Neely should be safe. Plastic fans are voting for Neely. Help. Well, let's look at that. Nope. Or at least the people in this room who are voting are not voting for Neely. Now, I mean, I know Jokers has not really been correct yet, but just so that I'm clear before I say this, Jokers is making the push for Alex right now? Is that what people are saying? That Jokers is making the push for Alex? Let's start there. And then my follow-up is any other websites or Jokers, and Rob has a podcast. Good to know. Oh, Neely for the third dom. I cannot even deal with Neely please. We are barely getting through this care package as if we're going to start factoring in third nom choices. We go live each day, hopefully before the voting, but today was a crazy work day for me, to do the show about where the votes are going to go. And Big Brother gossip. All right. Based on Wesley, based on Ed Rizzo, based on also what I thought the other night of I wanted to be a plastic, I am kind of thinking Alex is the more strategic move. Maybe Alex is the way to bridge all of us together. The plastic fans can be happy because Alex is going to be safe. The Misfits fans can be happy because Alex being safe keeps Justin safe. Well, hopefully keeps Scott safe. Also burns a power from the plastics. So let me... Miss Vancouver's like, nope. Okay, let me ask you this. So chat room... Now that you can type this in the chat room now this time, tell me who you want to vote for or who who you have already voted for now that we've kind of done this show. I'm just interested to see where the majority of people are going. UTSA Jennifer says Shelby. Oh, still a lot of Shelbys. Vanessa Max says Alex. Lori R. Alex. Jody Alex. I King of Truth is still Shelby. I don't even know why people are saying Neely. One Can Hope is saying I don't trust Alex. Look what she did to Chrissy. What a great point. Dancing Amy saying Shelby. Interesting. Christy Circus saying Shelby. Esra, Shelby. A few. Okay. Brady H. No. Wesley, Alex, 100%. I mean, redheaded Michelle, Shelby. At Tawana Wana Wana says Alex can't be trusted. I really think that is what it's coming down to. It's coming down to, do you trust Alex or not? But here's what I'm going to say. Whether you trust Alex, whether you don't trust Alex, just know taking the power away from the plastic side is still a good thing. I think that is something we can all agree on. Removing the power, a future power from anyone on the plastic side is probably a good thing. Now, my only thought process in that is removing the power from Shelby, who probably could never win anything on her own, is probably not that great of an idea. I would want to remove it from someone who is a better player in this game, and could probably hurt them more. But it is up to you. Again, nobody knows how you guys are voting. Nobody knows how you guys are voting. You can vote however you want. The only goal for this show was to see where the majority lies. And again, it seems like the majority is lying with Shelby. I know I just asked all of you in the chat room where you were going. It still kind of seemed like the majority was picking Shelby. Ed Rizzo says Tiffany Russo is Team Alex, by the way. It all comes down to if you trust Alex. That seems to be the bottom line. The bottom line is it seems to be coming down to if you trust that Alex will keep Jason and Justin safe if you're a Misfit fan, or if you're a Plastics fan, you just want to keep Alex safe because she's one of your stronger players. People can't be mad at people voting how they want to. Exactly. Nobody should be mad at anybody. Remember, this is Big Brother. This is supposed to be fun. We're just doing this show to have fun and talk about all the different options that there could be for people voting the way they want to vote. I King of Truth says, have a great day, Eric. Well, I agree. I think all of you should have a great day as well. Wait, now hold on. Breaking news from Cornbread. Maybe I should read this. Interesting. Well, Cornbread says he's going to that he had last minute work come up and wants to know if it's possible for him to change the show to tomorrow at 7 p.m. Unfortunately, tomorrow at 7 p.m., we have Paulie and Zakiya. So no, there is not a way you can change it to then. But I will deal with that. I would say make sure you guys now follow my Twitter so that I can update you on what's going on with Cornbread after this show ends. Because maybe we will not have Cornbread on tonight, maybe it will be later tonight, or maybe it will be this weekend. So make sure you follow me at Reality Recaps on Twitter for the update on what is going on with Cornbread. I will also say, don't forget you can see all of our shows back at yourrealityrecaps.com/BBOTT. And of course, again, if you want to support our shows, you can do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal or yourrealityrecaps.com/Patron for weekly patron shows, prize giveaways, access to the patron-only Facebook group, and so much more. If you love these shows and you love what we're doing, support them so we can keep doing them for you. Middle of my work day, lunch break. Okay. Robot. Well, let me end the show then and say I'll see you guys all later tonight. Bye, everybody.